your God power. Get everything you ever wanted and live the life of your dreams. The Master's Course. Copyright 2010 by Richard Lee McKim Jr. All rights reserved. Let the quest for knowing begin. Your head above the clouds. If you were able to stick your head above the clouds, you would no longer be able to see anything else below you. However, if there were other people with their heads above the clouds also, you would be able to notice and see each other. If one of these other people had a great opportunity available, to whom could he offer it? He couldn't offer it to the people below him because he can't see them and has no idea who they are. He can only offer it to the people with whom he is aware. That includes you. You see, when you are operating within a certain frequency range, you are only aware of those other people and circumstances that are within that range. Every other situation and person in the world might as well be invisible, because in reality, they really are. That is why people promoting success always say, go to the neighborhoods where you want to live. Hang out with the people that you want to emulate. Think like they do, and you will see the same opportunities that they see. If instead, you go to the same places and think the same things that you have always done, you will always notice the same things that you have always noticed. And you will always have exactly the same opportunities that you had before. The smorgasbord technique. Life is like a smorgasbord. It has everything that you can think of and then some. All you have to do is select what you want from the abundant variety that is life and forget the rest. The only thing is that this smorgasbord is set up a little different than the normal one. In this one, you wander around the restaurant and look at what everyone else is eating. You are looking out at life around you in order to see what is available. I don't mean who or what specifically, but instead the elements or pieces and parts that will make up your perfect meal or life experience. On a smorgasbord, you don't have meals that are already put together. Instead, you only have the parts that make up the perfect meal. You notice that one person has the main course that you really love, roast beef, and they seem to be enjoying it, so you make a mental note of it. Next, over there is another person who has the vegetable dish that you've always liked, corn, so you make a note of it. Then another has the bread that you want, but everything else they have you don't care for, but that's okay, because you are only looking at the bread anyway, just the part that you want. Finally, another person has the drink and the dessert that you like, tea and pecan pie. Well, life is like a smorgasbord in that you look for the different kinds of things and parts that you like. It's unlike a smorgasbord because you can't actually get the separate individual parts and assemble the perfect experience. You can't get a handful of blonde hair and get a personality, then pick up the perfect body and the face that you want, and put it all together to create and assemble your perfect mate. In life, you get package deals that are already assembled and ready to go. The smorgasbord technique was only to get in mind the elements that you wanted. Now it's time to find the right package that already has those elements that you have pre-selected. Let's work through an example to see how this works. Let's say that you are looking for the perfect mate. How do you find the one that you want? Just like a smorgasbord, you have to choose the traits that you want and give thought to them. If you want someone with blonde hair and you've given it some thought, all the people who have blonde hair begin to resonate with you and catch your attention. Of course, that is easy to understand because That is a visual thing, something that you can actually see. But the same holds true for anything or any aspect that you're looking for. You can select for a great personality. Then people with great personalities begin to catch your attention even if they aren't saying a thing. Who they are is resonating with you at a psychic level that you cannot see but still catches your notice. So now that you have established two traits, those people who have blonde hair and a great personality have twice the resonant quality and catch your attention and stand out more than the ones with only blonde hair or only a great personality. As you build your plate in more and more detail, the greater and greater the resonant quality and power becomes. Now you might have a situation where you notice someone in the park who's having a blast playing with their kids. They're having a great time, and you think, well, I can see that they're married, and so I can't have that. What? Wrong. Stop. Remember, this is a smorgasbord situation. So you've noticed an item that is on someone else's plate already. So what? You are only collecting traits that you are interested in so that you can clearly have in mind what you want for yourself. As you build a more and more detailed idea of who this person is, they will stand out from the crowd, notice you, and be noticed by you. You will notice each other. So notice how they play with their kids and enjoy that personal trait that you like. If you notice a trait that you like and then say, I can't have them because they're married or a celebrity or too old or too young or whatever, what you end up saying in a vibrational way is that you can't have that trait. Maybe that person you were admiring in a movie is even dead. So what? You are only noticing things that you like in a person. That's all. So instead, observe and really enjoy the trait that you love. See it in action. Get your fill of it. Get it clearly in your mind. As your trait list becomes more focused, the power of resonance becomes stronger and stronger until one day you bump into someone who is exactly who you've been looking for, and it's love at first sight. It happens every day. By the way, this person was also thinking of someone like you. Otherwise, they would never have noticed you. Resonance is the best matchmaker in the universe. Use it. It's free. The smorgasbord strategy works on anything and everything that you are wanting, from a great job to a new car or a new home or to the love of your life. All you have to do is look for examples of different aspects of what you want. Observe them and give great thought to them. As you add more and more detail to exactly what you want, its resonant power becomes greater and greater until the day arrives when everything magically falls into place. The last but most important point is that you must really believe that you can have the thing that you want. Don't worry if you don't at first. The universe has a wonderful way of giving you more and more belief as you become clearer about it. There will come a point when you will not only know that you can have it, but there will be no doubt that you will have it. There is also the bad use of the smorgasbord strategy. This is when you constantly give notice to and point out the things that you don't want or don't like. You could say, I don't like brunette colored hair, which would only cause you to notice everyone who has it. Then as you add to the things that you don't want, the more and more frustrated you'll become because that's all you notice is the things that you don't like. Besides, it's much easier to think of what you do want than to name every single other thing that you don't want. That would be like naming thousands of colors that you don't want to paint your house in order to have the only color left that is the one that you do want. Wouldn't it be easier just to name the one color that you do want than just look for that one? The catalog store. Have you ever shopped in a catalog store where there was only one item on the shelf so that you could look at it, but you had to make a list of what you wanted and the store people would get it from the warehouse for you? When you got to the cash register, it would be on the conveyor belt waiting for you. There are still a few of these types of stores around. It is a good metaphor for how the universe brings you what you think about. Imagine that you have entered this store and you have a helper, the universe, who's recording your order as you go along. Right away, you pass many items without even so much as a glance. They were of no interest to you and you paid no attention to them. Obviously, if you gave them no thought, then they are not in your mind and have no resonant power at all. Perfect. Then you come upon an item of interest. You pick it up and look at it closely. You check the price and read the directions, and after a few minutes, you hear the universe on the loudspeaker say, "Select item number 32. You think, what? I haven't decided yet. But you spent so much time examining it that you now have a strong mental impression of it that now has a resonant power. You will now notice it in your world. What you notice becomes part of your world and experience." So you say, that's okay because I actually do like it and do want it. You move on. You casually noticed a few more items, but quickly move on as soon as you realize that it is not something that you want to notice in your world. You stop and spend enough time to select another item that you want, and the universe calls out to the cashier, "Place item number 58 on the conveyor belt for this customer." That's perfect, because you wanted the item. Then, out of the blue, you notice that there's a pile of dog poop in the middle of the aisle. You comment out loud, "How did this get here?" You continue, "This is a terrible thing, and somebody has to be held responsible for this. Where's the manager? I want to complain. They must have guard dogs in here at night, and one of them made this awful mess." Suddenly, the universe calls out, "Place a pile of dog poop on the conveyor belt for this customer." You cry out to the universe, No, you are misunderstanding me. I am only trying to make someone responsible for this. I don't want any myself." And the universe replies, "You must have a great interest in it because of how much time and thought you are giving it. Anything that is so important to you that you would spend your precious time and thought on it must be important enough to bring into your world. You have given enough thought to this that it now has a strong resonant power, and you will notice piles of dog poop everywhere. You may even inadvertently step in some. It will show up in all the wrong places at the wrong time because that is exactly the vibration and thought you now have. That is what you will now notice. At this point, it is better to move on and forget about the whole thing, because if you continue to talk about it and complain, the universe is going to order another helping of dog poop for you, and you will notice even more of it. Nothing good can come from arguing and complaining about something because it will only bring more of it to your doorstep. It may not be the exact same thing, but it will be the exact same problem for you. The universe has no ability to decide what you want and what you don't want, what is good for you and what is not. Instead, it only uses its wonderful matchmaker resonance to elicit what you think about. So, what you think about, you will notice more and more of. If you don't want it, don't think about it. Why would you spend even a minute of your short life paying attention to and thinking about something that you don't like or want? The universe has no capacity, ability, nor does it have the desire to judge you. It only has the ability to bring into your experience those things that you think about by the power of resonance. They may be good or bad for you. Only you know if they are by the way your thoughts feel as you are thinking them. The golden rule. Never have we fully understood how important the golden rule was than we do now. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. This principle has been known since early times. As powerful as it is, it doesn't limit any of your particular thoughts or acts. It just means don't do anything or think anything about another that you wouldn't want done or thought about you. The genius of this is in its simplicity and scope. You see, the golden rule and karma places the responsibility of your own actions and thoughts at your own feet by your own judgment. Anything you think, say, or do about or to another creates a vibration that has a resonant quality. Whatever you are and are about resonates with others who are the same way, and it brings it back to your doorstep. Some call this karma. What you put out in the universe, you get back. What you sow, you reap. When you are kind in thought and deed to others, by your own measure, you will find circumstances manifesting in your life in which you will be the beneficiary of good friends and good fortune. There is no escape from reaping what you sow. If you are able to beat others in business and succeed financially at the cost to another, you may suffer with bad health or bad relationships. If you are inconsiderate of others, you will find that you will be on the receiving end of inconsideration at the very least. However, there is one saving grace for all of us. We are judged by our own measure. In other words, we judge ourselves. It makes no difference what others may think, so long as you feel good about your own thoughts, words, and deeds. If you feel good about yourself, you will reap an abundant life full of joy and happiness, the joy and happiness that you have given to others. Before long, you will be experiencing events, circumstances, and friends who make you feel great about yourself and life. Just like old friends. Have you ever met someone and it seemed like you've been good friends for years? And did you notice that you both felt the same way? How do you explain this? When you have been friends with someone for a very long time, you become more and more alike, which causes a strong, resonant effect due to your growing likeness. The longer you know someone, the more alike you become. As a result, you can actually feel the resonance between you. It is a feeling of closeness, likeness. However, when you meet a new person that has many qualities that are just like you have a resonant feeling of likeness that feels like long-term friendships. The reason it feels like long-time friendship is because those are the only relationships that have that strong likeness and resonant quality. So when you meet someone new who has that same feeling, the only thing you can compare it to is a long-term friendship. Often, people who feel this strong resonant feeling will say, "It feels like we've known each other for years." The reason is because it normally takes years to become that resonantly alike.
Special Excerpts, Chapter 5, Excerpt Group Number 1. Download this special report for free. Available download formats include the Adobe PDF, ebook, 1 CD in the MP3, audiobook format, 1 video in the Windows Media Video format, 1 slideshow in the self-contained PowerPoint format, 1 video in the Adobe SWF, Flash Movie, Interactive Video format, and 1 video in the iPod MP4 format. Go to free course download links at gmail.com. All one word. You will immediately receive an automatic email reply. It will have the most current free download links for the course. Let your quest for knowing continue. How to Use Your God Power. The Master's Course. By Richard Lee McKim Jr. The entire course is available at Amazon.com in DVD-ROM format, 40 CD audiobook, and an 18 DVD set. Delivery by postal service and by immediate download as well. Go to www.tinyurl.com/. God, Power, Course. Let your quest for knowing continue.